Hi, welcome back to Outdoor Gear and Skills. Just wanted to follow up on switching over from my shoulder bag that I was wearing. I talked about this yesterday. I was wearing this shoulder bag, which is a pretty good bag, and it's good construction. It's made well, so I don't want to disparage it in that way at all. But I switched over to this backpack. Of course, it's a little bit deeper than this is, but I weighed it and it's just about 14 pounds, just over 14 pounds. So I've got some stuff in there, but it's not crazy. But it felt so much heavier in this shoulder bag because of how narrow it was, I guess, and how dense it was. And so I took this into town today, had it with me, and for a brief period I had one shoulder in. I don't typically like to wear a backpack like that. I don't like it to bounce around. I don't like it to get knocked off. You know, I just like the weight stabilized and everything like this. But it was just a lot nicer to be able to do that. And the size, to give you an idea of the comparison here, it's going to look a little different, but it's, you know, the backpack is bigger. It's a little bit taller, it's of course wider, it's deeper, but it just feels better. And with my loadout and the stuff I carry in here, it's so much nicer. I'm glad I went back to it. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it sooner, but this just got to be heavier and heavier. And the thing that I think really kind of took me off of that was when I put my SOG Fast Hawk inside this bag. It really kind of changed the dynamics of it. And I like to keep this in here. It's just a great tool. You know, I take one when the bag I go to the office has one of these in it, and it's just a great tool. You know, if I had to break glass, you know, for a window and then clear it out, you know, for exit entry, you know, in a fire, anything like that, just different stuff. But it's just a great little tool. I'm obviously not going to go chop down a big tree with it or make a big shelter, you know, with that over, you know, axe that I have, a small hatchet or axe. But it's just a great tool, and it's just something that I really like. These are awesome. I've got a few of these. And so by putting it in this backpack, it just feels so much more stable. And so I put primarily the same load that I had in here, I put into this bag. I did add a few things to it. I added a t-shirt and 2 pairs of socks, just so, because I have the room, and that's one of the things I wanted, so that I have a little bit of extra clothing on me for options if I spilled something on my shirt, or I was getting cold and I need to layer up, or if my feet got too hot or wet and I needed to switch out socks. I wanted something like that. Another thing that I threw in the backpack that I didn't have in the shoulder bag was this small blanket. This is actually from United Airlines, so it's a decent size. It's not going to be the warmest. It's not going to keep me warm on a night like last night when I came out to go to church this morning. The windshields were frozen, so that alone is not going to do it outside. But to just have a little bit of a blanket, or I could roll it up for a pillow, something like that. If someone's in shock, you know, I can at least have a little bit of something. So I threw one of those in there. So this probably was not quite 14 pounds before I did the changeover, but that's what it is now. And in having that strong handle up on top, it does have a handle on here as well, which this one did too, but where it's placed, this wouldn't balance nearly as well as this one did right here. But I just liked the idea of going back and having that stability and putting that on. And at 14 pounds, I feel like I got a lot of stuff in there. I've got emergency, I've got one wipe Charlie's dude wipes, I've got several protein bars, I've got some 5-hour energies, I've got a pair of channel locks, I have a bunch of pens, things like that. And then I have the things like sunscreen, lotion, extra lip balm, I've got eye drops. So I've got a lot of things like that. I have a small first aid kit, a small razor blade. So I have a lot of different things in there. And my thought with this build out of this pack is it's almost a half-hour drive. It's 17 miles to go into town. Sometimes I may be there for a long time. Like I said, the weather may change, or it may get dark and then it cools off, or I may get being there longer than I expect, or I could get stuck for a bit. So this pack build out right here gives me a little bit of something. So it's nice just to have a little bit of stuff there. So I was glad to make the changeover. It felt a lot better today wearing that and having it. And this is a SOG backpack I got at Sportsman's Warehouse. I don't see a model name on it, but it's a nice, big, sturdy, thick backpack. And so glad to switch back over to that and have that. And then, like I said, I've got 2 other backpack build outs. I have the one I take with me to work every day. And then I have the one that is TSA compliant that I take when I go, flying, when I do that. So I don't have anything in there that's gonna trip up anything going through metal detectors or anything like that at the airport. So love to hear what is your preferred method for your EDC, your everyday carry out there, and what you do. As always, thanks for watching Outdoor Gear and Skills, and we'll see you out there.